So you're under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time. Overseas, Putin of Russia is on the march, invading Ukraine and sowing chaos throughout Europe and beyond. If anybody in this room thinks Putin will stop at Ukraine, I assure you he will not. But Ukraine can stop Putin. Ukraine can stop Putin if we stand with Ukraine and provide the weapons that it needs to defend itself. That is all. That is all Ukraine is asking. They're not asking for American soldiers. In fact, there are no American soldiers at war in Ukraine, and I'm determined to keep it that way. But now, assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership. It wasn't long ago when a Republican president named Ronald Reagan thundered, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Now my predecessor, a former Republican president, tells Putin, quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." That's a quote. A former president actually said that, bowing down to a Russian leader. I think it's outrageous, it's dangerous, and it's unacceptable. America is a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever. We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year. And just this morning, Sweden officially joined, and their minister is here tonight. Can they stand up? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And they know how to fight. Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to NATO, the strongest military alliance the world has ever seen. I say this to Congress, we have to stand up to Putin. Send me a bipartisan national security bill. History is literally watching. History is watching. If the United States walks away, it will put Ukraine at risk. Europe is at risk. The free world will be at risk, emboldening others to do what they wish to do us harm. My message to President Putin, who I've known for a long time, is simple. We will not walk away. We will not bow down. I will not bow down. In a literal sense, history is watching. History is watching. Just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th, when insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed the...
We appreciate you watching a recent MSNBC clip with us. We trust you found it engaging. Now we're eager to dive into our insights and would love for you to join the discussion below. Don't forget to show your support by liking, following, and subscribing to our channel to catch more content of this kind. In a world where global politics play out like a high-stakes chess match, one can't simply turn a blind eye to the brazen acts of aggression displayed by authoritarian regimes. The latest State of the Union address highlighted a crucial point about the escalating conflict in Ukraine and the Western response to Vladimir Putin's expansionist ambitions. The president's message was clear. We stand with Ukraine, and we must continue to provide the support necessary for them to defend themselves. First, it's important to acknowledge that Ukraine's fight is not a call for American boots on the ground. This is a struggle for self-defense, sovereignty, and the preservation of democracy in the face of an oppressive regime intent on resurrecting a semblance of the Soviet Empire. By providing military assistance, we uphold the fundamental principles that not only define us as a nation, but also as a beacon of democracy. However, what raises concern for many conservatives, and I count myself among them, is the manner in which current leadership construes the concept of standing with Ukraine. It should not entail a blank check or an unchecked flow of resources without a clear strategy. The president's predecessor, Donald Trump, emphasized putting America first, a stance misinterpreted by critics as pandering to Russian interests. Yet, nothing could be further from the truth. His administration imposed some of the most stringent sanctions on Russia, proving that strength, not appeasement, deters an aggressor. The comparison with Ronald Reagan's era was made, and justly so. Reagan's call for the fall of the Berlin Wall was a demand to dismantle physical and ideological barriers of oppression. However, the suggestion that conservative Republicans are veering away from such strong stances is unfounded. We must adopt a clear-eyed, strategic approach that includes diplomatic pressure, economic sanctions, and targeted military support. Furthermore, strengthening NATO by embracing Finland and Sweden represents a collective freezing out of Putin's imperial warmth. We must remain vigilant, not only in the context of Ukraine, but also in protecting our own democratic sanctuaries. The president's invocation of January 6th served as a stark reminder that democracy is fragile, besieged not just by external forces, but also internal strife and discord. Finally, the message directed at Vladimir Putin that we will not walk away or bow down encapsulates the resoluteness necessary in this geopolitical standoff. It's a stance any true conservative can endorse, emphasizing strength in the face of adversity and unwavering support for the principles of freedom and democracy. As the world watches, America must lead not through open-ended commitments, but with strategic, unwavering, and principled support that secures democracy without entangling us in perpetual conflict. History is indeed watching, and we must strive to ensure that the legacy we leave is one of strength, unity, and steadfast support for democratic ideals.